Hey, everybody, it's your old pal Scorzor again. So we ended the last stream with one thing left undone, and okay, so here's what we did. On the evening, we went, no, we didn't do that. Hell, we went 19 and 19, I think. No. We went 19 and 20. But here's what I did. So I go back and I pull out all the tournament games. And when I do that, so all right, so we had gone one, two wins and three losses, but two of those wins were tournament games. So I backed out those two, and then I backed out two losses. So we only had the one non-tournament game, so we went 0-1. Okay, that's what I did. And did I update? So no tournaments, no tournaments. I did update that. We went 3-0 without the tournament games, and then we went 2-1 without the tournament games, and then we went 2-2. Okay, yeah. So we went 15 and 16. Okay, regular season games on Wednesday, and then went 6-5 on just tournament games on Wednesday. And pay no attention to these percentages. I don't have it. I don't have this set up. I'm waiting to get rid of this gigantic piece of garbage, and I'm going to slide this over. And we're just going to do postseason. I'm just really recording the records of how we're doing. So we're 12 and 10 so far in the postseason. So now let me explain. Allow me to explain. Our play here was for Radford to win in advance, and for North Carolina's A&T to lose. So this was just bad. But the bet was on North Carolina A&T because it was a point and a half. We said they lose by one, but we fully intended Radford to advance, right? I mean, that was a predicted score. It didn't work out that way. Okay, this is a bad example, but Asheville was supposed to win and cover by a large margin, and they ended up losing. So a 3-2014 beats them, and they go home. They're done. But it's still not making my point. This doesn't make my point either. The right team, the correct team, won and advanced. So that's what we're looking for. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we have Bryant winning the game and advancing. They just failed to cover the bet. Okay, that's why that lost. The correct team is advancing. This is the final, 73-59. This is the predicted, right? Pretty close, actually. But it's a loss, but the right team advanced. Now, we're still counting it as a loss, but that's the scenario that is going to be confusing, is, that. And here it is again. So Mount St. Mary's, we had winning the game and advancing, and they did win the game, but we had the dog here because we thought it'd be a 4-point game, not a 30-point game. Man, I mean, you work and play hard all year, and then you go and you lose by 30 in your very first postseason game. Okay, that's weird, but whatever. Okay, so we may have gone. Well, we're not may have gone. We have gone 12 and 10, but some of these teams that are in the loss column have actually advanced, right? So are we splitting hairs? No, we're not. It's important. It's not. I'm not giving us a win because of it, but I'm just saying that the right teams have advanced, and we still take the loss. Okay, all right. Hey, we want to talk about Thursday's contest. We got them all predicted, ready to go. What we don't have is some lines. So I'm going to hit refresh, and we're going to do these as we go. And I'm going to double check the lines that we have and see if they flip any of our picks. So Sun Belt Tournament. Looks like it's all in the morning before the evening games kick in. So Louisiana, this is neutral court. Louisiana is, God, I almost said it. Louisiana faces UT Arlington. The line's 2.5. We say by 4. Okay, so that's our play. And let's see if that 2.5 has changed. It's now 3.5. Louisiana, 3.5. I'm going to keep that 2.5, make it easier to win and cover. Okay. So we're going to keep that. South Alabama and Little Rock, the line's 12.5. We say South Alabama by 20. and it's 12 and a half. Arkansas State and UL Monroe, 5.5's the line. We say 8, so Arkansas State's our play, and it's still 5.5. Okay, no line. Is there a line now? UMass Lowell and Hartford. So we've got the predicted score, and I want to do my new little trick. Share this tab instead. Let's see. There we go. And here's where I'm getting these point spreads. So I'm going to scroll down. And okay, now there's a line. So Hartford laying 2.5. Share this tab instead. Okay, there we go. So it's now Hartford laying 2.5. We say they win by, Hartford laying 2.5. So Lowell is getting 2.5. This is it's a money line. We have UMass Lowell winning the game and getting points. So this is a bona fide money line opportunity. And hang with me here because this is not pretty. And if there's small children watching, have them avert their eyes because they may never be the same after witnessing what am I doing? I wanted that. Okay. And then we got to make it this. So we got to do that. We got to make it black. So we do that. And then boom. And then boom and boom and boom. And one more. Just doesn't look right if you don't have this little thing at the bottom here. Okay. We've dressed it all up. This is a money line play. So Hartford is the favorite, laying 2.5. We say UMass Lowell wins the game. And so that's a money line. Okay, Navy and American U, we have this as a 16-point win for Navy. And let's see what the line is. Okay, so now the line is 12.5. You see it here, 12.5. I like this because it gives you all the information. So for example, this game will be at West Hartford, Connecticut. And I can do that math. Let's see, is UMass Lowell at West Hartford, Connecticut, or is Hartford at... now I know who the home team is. There's another way you can tell by looking at how the point spread is formatted. If I see it, I'll point it out. Okay, Navy is 12.5 point favorite. So let's go update that. So 12.5 points. So we still say Navy. We say Navy is a win and a cover. Okay, so that's our pick is Navy. Based off the score that the computer came up with. Okay, no line here. Army and Lehigh. And so here it is. So Lehigh is laying 1 point. I personally feel that that's the correct play, but the computer has Army winning by 1 point. So now Army, now I'm going to do half. I'm going to buy this hook. Okay, I got to buy the hook because I want it to be on the half point. I don't like pushes and ties and things like that. So this is also going to be a money line. How am I going to do this? So we say Army wins the game, but they're getting half a point. So I'm just going to have to do this. I have to get creative, and I just need to do this, and then I need to go and find a Patriot tournament and move that over here, and boom, now we're back. Okay, it's now a money line, and we're taking Army. Well, I don't think that's the right play, but that's what the computer says. So it doesn't matter what I think. Okay. Colgate and Bucknell, there's no line. Let's go over and see if there's a line now. And here it is. So Colgate laying 15.5. I don't know if I'm bouncing back to or not. 15.5. We say 19, so Colgate's our play. And I don't mind that pick because unless Colgate wants to keep a little bit in the tank, get the victory and then put the super subs in, just leave some in the tank, get those legs off the court. There's this Jacksonville hosting. Okay, in the Atlantic Sun, it is at the higher seeds home court. So Jackson is hosting Central Arkansas. There is no line. And let's go see. So Jacksonville is favored by 12. We're going to make that 11 and a half. We're going to buy the hook. So we're going to make that 11 and a half. We'd say it's an 8-point victory, and I think it will be all of that. Central Arkansas was really not very good this year, so that's our play. This one had a line, SMU, and I'm going to take Cincinnati for the final time. They've absolutely let me down the last, I don't know, half dozen times. I've taken Cincinnati. There's something wrong with them. They're not the same team. SMU laying 7.5. We say it's a 4-point game. I know. I just know for a fact that SMU is going to cover that. Is that SMU? God, that's a guaranteed loss. Take SMU, people. Don't listen to me. Okay, Horizon Tournament, Northern Kentucky and Detroit Mercy, 3.5-point line. We say Northern Kentucky wins, but not by enough. That we say Detroit does the backside cover, but still loses. So Northern Kentucky will advance and Detroit will stay home. But they are our play on this evening because we're saying that backside cover. Not that hard. Florida Atlantic at Florida International. 4.5's the line. We say 9. So FAU is our play. Florida Gulf Coast. Now this game, man, I'm really curious to see because Bellarmine is home, but they're not as good as Florida Gulf Coast. And I don't know the situation. Maybe they have one more game. But Florida Gulf Coast is by far the better team than Bellarmine. And Bellarmine, we like Bellarmine. We're not being mean to Bellarmine, okay? Yeah, Bellarmine laying 2.5. I'm telling you, that's a guaranteed. And I shouldn't say that. Florida Gulf Coast is going to win this game, okay? And so I'm going to grab that. It's a money line. The wrong team is being favored, but it's only because we're at home. We think Florida Gulf Coast overcomes that. They're just a better team. And this is okay. So that's our play. Florida Gulf Coast. Okay, Purdue Fort Wayne. Now watch. I'm doing this because if I was to type it out, that's what you'll see. Purdue Fort Wayne. Okay. Or I could just go PFW. Okay. And then just that means Purdue Fort Wayne. Okay, everybody. So they're laying 6.5 to Illinois Chicago. We say it's a 6-point victory. We still say Purdue Fort Wayne advances, but we're playing the dog here, playing UIC. Illinois State and Indiana State in the Missouri Valley tournament. They got a cute name for this. It's called Arch Madness. It's played in St. Louis. This tournament is. So it's Arch Madness. I like that. 1.5's the line. The Illinois State laying 1.5. We say they win by 4. So Illinois State is our play. Iona traveling to Manhattan, laying 9.5. We say 18. So we're taking Iona. Jacksonville State in the Atlantic Sun tournament. So don't be confused. There's Jacksonville. We just saw them. There's Jacksonville and there's Jacksonville State. Okay, you can kind of see the state here, but I could be disrespectful like this, like the college scoreboards do. But I'd like to be respectful, especially of a school that is playing hard and trying to win, like Jacksonville State is. So they get Kennesaw in the Atlantic Sun tournament. It's at the higher seeds home court. And what's the line here? So Jacksonville State, here it is. Can we see it? There we go. I hope you can see it. Jacksonville State is laying 8. Okay, so we got to get it off that half point. So we're going to buy the hook. We're going to buy it down. And so we say 7.5. 7.5, but we only have a 6-point victory here. So Kennesaw is going to be our play. It's not that hard. We can figure this out. Okay. We still say Jacksonville State wins and advances, but we're taking the dog in this game. Boston U hosting Loyola of Maryland in the Patriot League tournament. And that is a higher seed home court situation. And we say Boston U wins by 5. And the line is 5.5. Boy, we just keep getting stuck in these these situations here. So Vegas is tightening up the belt, and I'm finding that this is happening a lot. Like it happened here, and it happened here. It's forcing us to take the dog, which is probably not the play, but it's forcing us to take the dog, and I can blame that on Vegas. They're just being jerks. They're just trying to win, take all of our money. Liberty hosting Lipscomb in the Atlantic Sun. We say 16-point victory for Liberty, and the line is, we move it up, 11.5. Liberty laying 11.5. We're going to buy that hook. So 11.5 is the line. We'd say 16, so we're going to take Liberty. We choose Liberty. I think we don't. Marist at Canisius in a regular season game, laying 1.5. We say they win by 11. So Marist is our play. I'm just trying to think, do I need to share my screen and do some math? These regular season games, they're too easy. All right, Big Ten, Ohio State at home to Michigan State. I don't know what, I mean, we say it's a 1-point win, so we're taking Michigan State, but who knows? The Big Ten, it's a joke. It's just a joke in the Big Ten. Great teams, great coaches, great athletes. But, this whole business about Ohio State's far. We don't feel up to it, Coach. We think we should just, cash in our chips and we won't play hard. Okay, this is interesting. Horizon tournament at the higher seeds home court. Oakland has been fantastic all year long. Has been my pick in the Horizon all year. But then they stumbled at the end of the year and just started losing to a bunch of inferior teams. They lost 3 in a row to teams they were killing previously. So now I don't know what to think. The problem is that their numbers, their numbers follow them. So here they go. Actually, they had no business losing Milwaukee up there. They did lose 3 in a row here and then 3 in a row there. And but they have better numbers than Wright State. 11.93 to 12.27. The lower the number, the better the team. So just by looking at the numbers, you would, there's a big gap there. You would think that Oakland should be favored. And I am playing Oakland, but I'm not sold on this. Oh, that's the wrong day. I'm not sold on it. But it is a money because Vegas is saying Wright State at home is going to win by 3.5. We say Oakland wins the game, but I'm really not sold on it. Oakland has been better all year long than Wright State, but we'll see. But that's a weird one. I don't even know what happened to them. Illinois, Big Ten. Illinois hosting Penn State, 12.5 is the line. We say half a point because it's almost a swag at this point. It's just unpredictable, right? Because Nebraska just came and beat the hell out of Penn State at home. And Penn State plays at home very well. And then Nebraska went over and beat Ohio State. No, we're talking about Nebraska. Went and beat Ohio State at home. Because it's the Big Ten. And it doesn't have to make sense. And anyways, we're taking Penn State here. And that's all that needs to be said. Who knows? Monmouth at home to Quinnipiac. No line. So let's see here. So now there is a line. And it's Monmouth by 6.5. Monmouth by 6.5. Where are we? We're back there. I want to come here and share this tab instead. Monmouth by 6.5. So we say it's an 8-point game, and we take Monmouth to win and cover. Okay, Niagara hosts Siena laying 2.5. We think Siena wins. So we're taking the underdog here in the money line play. Siena, we say it's a 1-point victory by Siena. Houston hosting Temple. We say it's a 22-point victory because Houston is insanely good. Insanely good is Houston. Yeah, 15.5 says Vegas. I mean, ridiculously good is Houston. So 15.5 is the line. We have a win by 22, so that's going to be a win and a cover. They're at home. There's no reason to not take them. There's no reason, unless they've already clinched and they have nothing to play for, and Temple has everything to play for. I don't do that deep dive. There's too many teams. This whole string is no line. So Maryland Eastern Shore hosting Delaware State. There's no line. So let's go find the line. So Maryland Eastern Shore is laying 11.5. But we're talking about Maryland Eastern Shore. This just warms my heart. It does, because they were terrible for decades, and now they're not so terrible. Now they're terrible. They're number 357 and number 358 in the old scores are ranking. So 11.5 seems appropriate. We're going to take it. 15 is what we say. Maryland Eastern Shore is our play. Norfolk State hosting Howard. No line. We say Norfolk wins by 2. And Vegas says Norfolk wins by 5. And we're going to modify that down to 4.5. And so 4.5. So Norfolk State will be our play here. 2 best teams in the MEAC way. These two. These are MEAC games. This is that's a MEAC game, and that's a MEAC game. Metro Electric Avenue Conference. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Morgan State hosting. Not so fast. Morgan State at Coppin State. We say Morgan State wins by 3. There's no line. And Coppin laying 1.5. Okay. We like that, because that now makes it a money line. Morgan State's now getting 1.5. It's Vegas, and they're just, home court is everything to Vegas. It just doesn't matter. So we're going to say this is a money line play. And we're all big, huge Morgan State fans, at least for one night. Fairfield at Rider. There's no line. We say Fairfield wins by 5, but watch. I bet you Vegas is going to have Rider favored here. Fairfield 3.5. Okay. So maybe not so much. So Fairfield laying 3.5. We say it's a win and a cover on the road. Those are always dicey. That's what we say. Fairfield to win and cover. North Carolina Central hosting South Carolina State. No line. It is now North Carolina Central laying 3.5. And I think we agree with it. There's still no line here. I think we agree with that. So 3.5 is the line. And what have I done here? Okay, we're back. So 3.5 is the line. And we say it's a 1-point game. So we're going to take South Carolina State. You see how that works? I'm going to refresh that while we're gone, because I line on that game. Okay. Sam Houston hosting Tarleton State. I think it's just Tarleton. I don't know. Just know it's a weird name, Tarleton. And I'm pronouncing that correctly. I had someone tell me it's not Tarleton, it's Tarleton. Clearly. We had to make that an A. Tarleton. 5.5. Sam Houston laying 5.5. We say it's only going to be a 2-point win for Sam Houston. So that's our play. We're taking Tarleton. Arizona State hosting Cal. 7.5 is the line. We say it's a 1-point victory. So we're taking Cal here. Abilene Christian hosting Dixie State. 11.5 is the line. We say 14. Abilene is our play. This is a SWAC matchup. Alabama A&M and Grambling. And we have Alabama A&M winning by 2. They're at home. What does Vegas say about Alabama A&M? And here it is. So they have Alabama A&M laying 0.5 point. 0.5 point. So that makes it a win and cover. Not yet, but it will be. North Texas, who is very, very good. And I'm saying North Texas has a shot at Sweet 16. That's what I'm saying, because they're really good. Depends on their draw. But let me tell you, man, North Texas has been very impressive this year. And look at this. So here's how you can tell who the home team is. Forget that it says San Antonio. All right. If you didn't know, the home teams, when they're underdogs, it's a plus 14. So here's a home team that's favored. It's minus 11. Okay. Plus 14 tells me that North Texas is on the road and that this is the home team for. Oh, that's what that SA means. Yeah, whatever. So 14, so it's a 13 and a half point line for North Texas. And we think they're going to, on the road, going to win and cover because UTSA has put all their funding into football, clearly, because they were terrific this year. Football, I mean, really good. So what? Something has to suffer. Could it be girls' tennis? Not in this day and age. So basketball, men's basketball is going to suffer. That's it. Cleveland State hosting Robert Morris. We say 10 and a half. Actually, Vegas says 10 and a half. We say 15. Cleveland State's our play. These two just played at TCU, and TCU won by 10. So now we flip the script and we go to Kansas, and the line's 10 and a half, but we say it's by 10. So TCU's our play. I kind of like that play, actually. UCF, much like North Texas, is very quietly having a pretty good year. They're playing Tulane and New Orleans at Tulane. And Tulane's laying a point and a half. We say UCF wins the game. So it's a money line bet for us. We're taking the dog to win the game. Jackson State hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff. No line. So let's go see if there's a line now. Jackson State laying 9.5. Jackson State laying 9.5. Where's my button that says share this screen? Uh-oh. I think I confused it. Huh. Maybe I can only do it so many times. The button went away. There we are. We're back. I wonder why that was. So, okay. I'm going to do this without you look. Okay. 9.5 is the line. We say 13. So we're taking Jackson State to win and cover. Okay. Sun Belt Tournament. Coastal Carolina, this is neutral courts. Coastal Carolina laying 5.5 to Georgia Southern. We say 10. So Coastal is our pick. Back into the SWAC, where I just do awful because all the teams are bad. There's no good teams in the SWAC. There's not one good team in the SWAC. Yeah, Texas Southern and Southern U, but everyone else is awful. Mississippi Valley State has like 2 wins on the year. So there's no line. We say Alcorn wins by 17, and the line now is 13.5. So 13.5 is the line, and we say Alcorn is the play. Big Ten, Iowa hosting Michigan. Who the hell knows? All right, that's my pick. Who the hell knows? Take it, Iowa. Memphis at South Florida laying 12.5. We'd say it's a 21-point game. I don't think it'll be 21, but Memphis is our play. Eastern Washington hosting Northern Arizona, 10.5 is the line. We say by 12. Eastern Washington has a little bit of a toning to do because they had less than a spectacular appearance last game. And if I know my EWU, what are they? What is Eastern Washington? I think they're the Eagles. Are they the Eagles? Eastern Washington Eagles. Go with your instinct. It oftentimes is correct. They'll atone. They'll win and cover here. Montana is hosting Northern Colorado. 2.5 the line. We say Montana wins by 1. So we're taking the dog, Northern Colorado, for the backside cover. Portland State at home, or rather on the road, laying 1.5. We say Portland State wins by 6. That's our play, Portland State. I don't know why Vegas disrespects Rice all the time. UTEP is hosting Rice, 7.5 line. We think it's a 2-point contest, so we're taking Rice. Montana State hosting Sacramento State, 13.5 line. We say 17. The Bobcats are play back into the SWAC. Southern U at Alabama State. We think it's a 15-point victory for Southern U. And Vegas says Alabama getting 3.5. So Vegas thinks it's going to be a closer game. So the line's 3.5. And I don't know why it would be 3.5. I mean, all right, let's get this out of my system. I know you guys probably don't care, but I'm going to go into the SWAC. Okay. Remember, the lower the number, the better the team. Okay. Gonzaga is like 8 point something. They're up in the 14s. Okay. And they play each other. So someone has to win. So the records aren't terrible, because they have to win, but look at how high these numbers are. Every single team is out of this world bad. Okay. Every single team, 14, 13, 16. Mississippi Valley State has 1 win on the year, which is 1 more than Woodlands Lamar has. So, when I say Texas Southern, they're the best team. So that's like being the tallest midget. This is like being the tallest guy at a midget convention. That's what that's like. You can send your letters of hate, write a strongly worded letter, and send it to Scorzar. I'm at 123 Ass Kick Street in Sunnyside, USA. That's where I live. Just send it there. It'll find me. Okay, so Southern U's our play. Arizona. This is really strange. Arizona hosting Stanford, laying 18.5 to Stanford. Another team of grown-ass men playing basketball in the Pac-12, 18.5. We say no. Come on, it's only going to be by 17. Idaho State hosting Southern Utah. They're getting 7.5. We say Southern Utah rolls them. And I don't know why, but I forgot to highlight this. That's our play. Okay, West Coast Conference Tournament. The time is here. The time is now. Neutral courts. This all happens in Vegas. So Loyola Marymount and Pacific face each other. Vegas is 4.5. We say LMU wins by 6. So that's our play, LMU. Grand Canyon hosting Utah Valley, 5.5 line. We say it'll be a 4-point victory. So we're taking the dog, Utah Valley. Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Valparaiso, 5.5 is the line over Evansville. We say it's a 9-point victory for Valpo. That's our play. Money line here, Cal State Bakersfield hosting UC San Diego, given 3.5. We say UC San Diego wins the game by 3. It's a money line play. So that's our pick, UC San Diego. No line here, Santa Barbara and Hawaii. Let's go see if there's a line now. And it's UCSB lane 7.5. 7.5, we think it's a 3-point victory. So we're going to take Hawaii. We're going to take the dog. Oregon, traveling up to UW, laying 3.5. We say 11. So the Ducks are our play. This one surprised me. Long Beach State, well, they've played 18 games. Okay, other teams have played 31 games, but in the Big West, they just don't play a lot of games. But UC Davis has only played 18 games. No line, but we say Long Beach State only by 1, and I thought for sure Long Beach State would be way more than 1. Let's see. Now it's 5.5. So Long Beach State laying 5.5. Oh, the computer says only by 1. So 5.5 makes Davis the play, and I don't like that, but I like Long Beach State really. UC Irvine at Cal Poly, 10.5 a line. We say by 18, but Cal Poly has a history of doing these backside covers. So I got my eye on Cal Poly. They didn't do it their last game, but they've been doing it all year. Just losing by enough to do the backside cover. It's like they know what the number is. It's really kind of funny. San Diego State in the crazy good Mountain West. I mean, crazy good. And Fresno State is really, really, really good. But San Diego State by 8.5. We say it's only going to be by 5. So Fresno is our play. Washington State playing Oregon State. They just played at Corvallis. Now they're in Pullman. 13.5 is the line. We say Washington State by 20. San Diego in the second game of the West Coast Conference Tournament, facing Pepperdine. 3.5 is the line. We say 7. So San Diego's our play. And finally, Cal State Fuller. There might be another 2 games here because of the Ohio Valley. They play. I'll show you here. Let's share this tab. This is the bracket for the Ohio Valley. And if I go up here, you see first round's March 2nd. That was Wednesday. And then so Tennessee State beat SIU Edwardsville. They play the next day. They get Southeast Missouri State the next day. And so I don't have that game up yet, and I will. And there's another one down here. And it is so Tennessee Tech beat Austin Peay. They haven't updated this. So they get Morehead State, but again, it's tomorrow. They play this whole thing. So if you want to win, if you're SIU Edwardsville and you have plans on winning, you have to play every night against fresh legs every night until, and I like that and I don't like that. I mean, it seems like it seems kind of fair, but it seems sort of unfair. Yeah, at the same time. Have we done this? Cal State Fullerton hosting UC Riverside. The line's 2.5. We say by 1, so Riverside's our play. All right, that's going to do it for us. Things are getting a little complicated here, but don't worry. We'll be done with this, and this big old elephant will be gone. Big old ugly elephant will be gone. And we're going to replace it with this, where we hope to do better than 50.16%. So wish us well, folks. We're going to need some help. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys another time. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.